Your image can either make or break you. Be it dating, be it business, your image means a lot. And I've said this over and over and over and over and over. Some of you guys out here are doing financial rituals, money rituals, or job to basically receive, to find good jobs. And you're wondering, why is it that people are treating you the way that they treat you? You walk in the office and you jump to the conclusion and say, oh, it's because I'm black. That's the thought that some people come up with. Oh, the reason why I didn't get this job is because I'm black. They're discriminating against me. But if you look at the shoes that you have, what you're wearing, it's not even the shoes. Some of you guys don't even see. Some of you guys don't understand the basics of an interview. When you go to an interview, you're supposed to put yourself together. I'm old school. When the way I was taught when going to an interview, you have to dress up. Today, people don't even do that anymore. I don't even think they even listen. Everything's so cyber today. People have lost that. So when it comes to resorting to old school measures of, okay, well, I got an interview, I got to show up dressed up. People don't even do it because they don't even realize. I don't know whether or not it's this era that doesn't focus on that. But on a business level, if you had a business meeting and you show up and you're trying to, and you're talking about closing, a deal, whether it's in, let's just say construction, you gotta have that image, right? You go into a corporate office, you gotta have that image. You can't show up to a construction site with clothes that you'd wear to a, let's just say, club, right? You can't show up to a corporate office with construction clothes on because it doesn't fit the environment. You have to understand that you have to be congruent with your surroundings, Now, let me say this. On a line of dating, how can you attract let's say, I'm going to be universal today because nowadays we have same-sex relations. How can you attract the opposite sex or the same sex if that's your preference? If you look trashy, you look as though you don't care about your image. Image means a lot. It does. A person may say, well, your hands, look at a person's nails. You look at their nails, is their nails clean? Like some people, that can be a turn off to some people. You got dirty nails, whatsoever. I don't want to be around you. You look like a filthy person. All those things are factors, You have to, you have to understand, like, people treat you based upon how you present yourself to them. If you present yourself in a specific image, that's the reaction you're going to get. There's very few people that can look past that. Very few. See, there's a common problem with many people that have this issue, is that they're oblivious to the way people treat them. I like when I go to the airport and people are like, oh my God, I love your Louis Vuitton bag. Oh my God, I love your Louis Vuitton luggage. It's so beautiful. You know what happened? I remember, let me give you an example of what happened to me recently. It's not to tell people go out there and get Louis Vuitton, but looking up to par will take you very far. I remember I was leaving North Carolina to go back to Jersey. And because of my luggage and the way I was dressed, I walked there. She said something on the line of, there wasn't any seats. The seats was messed up or something like that. And there was a seat to the back of the plane. Now, I had picked out, let's just say, economy whatsoever, because there's no other tickets whatsoever available. And this is the only one. Come to find out, because of my image, she boosted me up all the way to first class. And I only paid an economy ticket. It's one of those things of, I guess she felt, you look too good to be sitting in economy. You know, listen, there's been times where I have been given things for free because of the way I've looked. I remember when I was younger, jobs that required a degree, I got based upon the image that I had because I basically had an image that they wanted to promote. I've gotten jobs in the past that required a degree, but because my image, they just gave it to me. See, last night I was out with a client, and when we went out, at first this client was, "What the fuck are you wearing?" I mean, it's one of those things. I gotta say, I'm not gonna say it on social media, but I'll just say, some people are oblivious to the impact their image has. We go to a restaurant, and when we went to this upscale restaurant, you see all these rich people there, and not to say that the client isn't rich. The client's driving around in a freaking Benz, a Benz truck. The client's got money. But it's one of those things, that client was oblivious to the environment. Like, it's one of those things you have to ingrain to yourself, like, wherever I go, my image will dictate how people receive me. And it's as though the client was oblivious, like, okay, you're wearing a tank top, and we're going to a formal dinner. I'm like, you know my style, you know my caliber. I don't eat any trashy places whatsoever. So we go to the restaurant, what do you see? You see a bunch of people, business suits, Rolex, Audemars Piguet watches, whatsoever, white people whatsoever. This is what's there. And I could tell, you could look at the customers looking at, the person that I was with whatsoever, looking at like, who the fuck is this? Giving that person dirty looks. Sometimes some people feel uncomfortable because of the environment that they're in. Well, you don't have to feel uncomfortable. Because sometimes you can feel uncomfortable because it's your own personal insecurities. Your own personal insecurities. I've been around people that were, let's just say, that were intimidated being around a bunch of business white people. Like, they felt as though, yeah, we're the only black people here, we're the only black people, whatever, No, it's not about that. You gotta, listen, you have to have a 200 l'ouverture complex with you. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that 200 l'ouverture that complex with you. Not Napoleon Bonaparte complex, but a 200 l'ouverture complex about you, which is, I don't care who you are, I'm going to look at you in a line of, we're at equal levels. There's nothing for me to be afraid of. It's all about me, how I radiate to the world. How do I shine to the world? When you begin to realize the impact of how you shine, this is what creates magnetism. This is magnetism. When you understand what your image can do and how it dictates the vibe of the day, you have tapped into personal magnetism. If you want to, repel people, do the exact opposite. This is the true law of attraction. You draw things to you based on your presence, based on based on the presence of you, your vibe, your chai. So listen, as I conclude this video, your image means a lot. You gotta take care of your image. Listen, in a relationship, if you're looking, you don't care about your image, you're this and that, eventually your lover's gonna get tired of you. And it's embarrassing at times to be out with a person that looks like trash. So if your lover feels some type of way, it's only natural. Because when you don't care about your image, people treat you a specific way. And if you witness a significant other, you don't want to bring that bad energy towards them. So listen, take care of yourselves, guys, and be well. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.